We got some reporting from friend of the program, Jacob Polachek, best in the business at Polachek KSR, on the status of Jason Crowe Jr.'s recruitment and the question, where is Kentucky in terms of involvement as a decision nears? Jason Crowe Jr. is going to announce where he will be playing college basketball in, I believe, a little over a week now. And forever, leading up until really 3 days ago, Kentucky was the presumed destination. There wasn't even really a list of schools. It was always just, hey, he's got Jason Hart on staff. That's his uncle. That's a family member. It's a done deal. He's going to go to Kentucky. Not so fast. That has changed. And for the first time, other than just some speculation on this, Tipton gave us rumblings a week ago that Kentucky was not the presumed leader. Missouri was actually the presumed leader. Well, now KSR's Jacob Polachek is confirming, quote, Kentucky is not even really in the picture. It's Missouri. They're kind of the leader in the clubhouse. And this comes from an interview with Tipton himself, who is giving a little more color to this. When asked further, what's the reason that Kentucky's not in the picture? Tipton basically did not give a reason. He was like, hey, I don't know the details, but I know they're not in it. That's what's happening right now. So a shocking twist, but barring a complete surprise at this point, Kentucky's not even an option at all for Jason Crowe Jr. as he nears his decision. Crowe is a top 5 player in the class of 2026, a 5-star, one of the leading scorers in the EYBL. And I don't know. I'm shocked by this development. Cart, your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, I mean, it was just even myself was basically predicting Jason Crowe to go to Kentucky, given his ties to the school, the fact that his quote unquote unk is currently on the status there or on the staff there. I really thought it was a done deal. The one thing that didn't or had me thinking twice if it was a done deal though was like the amount of guards that they were going for because obviously I don't know Jason Crowe, but just making a educated guess on how he operates as a player. I think you could say he's a bucket. He's good. He's a volume scorer. Um, Greg, you have young children. Do they go to daycare at all?
They sure do.
Yeah, so like, sometimes the teachers would be like, man, Jason Crowe, like let's say Jason Crowe's in daycare. He's a great student. He's happy. He's a volume player. But he doesn't necessarily play well with others. Like, does Jason Crowe want to be in a backcourt where it's not Jason Crowe? And if he wants to be in a backcourt that's Jason Crowe centric, Missouri makes a lot of sense. Because I don't know who else is going to be in that backcourt. Is Tony Perkins got a ninth year when he's there? I don't know. Um, Kentucky's after a lot of good guards right now. Guards that I honestly consider to be better than Jason Crowe. So, I don't know. Like, is it surprising? Yes, but when you actually look at it big picture wise, maybe it's a little less surprising.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think like on its surface, the template, the premise here of like expected Kentucky commit who has a family connection on staff that hasn't really even listed other schools. His recruitment has not been all that serious. Like that guy deciding at the last week, hey, I'm not even considering the school everyone thought I was going to. On its surface, that is very complicated. Like if I just laid that out to you without knowing Jason Crowe or any of the background here, I think you and I would both be like, that makes no sense. Something weird must have happened. But in this specific situation, you actually look into it and you start thinking more about it. It's not all that complicated. Nothing weird happened, I don't think here, right? I think he's been quiet about his recruitment from the jump. I think any sort of speculation that Kentucky was the ending destination was not coming from Jason Crowe. It was not coming from anyone involved in the recruitment, really. It was more so just 1 + 1 = 2. Jason Crowe's family member works at Kentucky, not anywhere else. So why would he not go there? The reality is this. I don't think Mark Pope's infatuated with Jason Crowe Jr. Like and I think we kind of talked about this a little bit. I think Mark Pope feels more like you do. He's a good player, but there's a lot more important guards that we're trying to get right now. So this isn't the end all be all. And on the other side, it's a two-sided coin, right? I think that's how Mark Pope feels. He'd probably take the commitment, but he's not the priority backcourt target. On the flip side, Jason Crowe Jr., I think wanted to go where Jason Hart is when he was at OTE. That's where he was, right?
I think so, yeah.
I believe Jason Hart was with OTE or the G League Ignite or something like that, where it's just a different. It's like preparing for professional basketball. It's more the ecosystem you're talking about of where I'm worried about my development. I'm not going to play college basketball at a blue blood that cares about the assignment, right? So when that changes, when Jason Hart comes to Kentucky, suddenly the whole situation changes. And again, I think it made sense why everyone thought it was Kentucky. But just because Jason Crowe Jr. and his team or his family have been quiet about this does not mean that like anything super twisted happened here. I think it was just the consensus was confused on how serious the Kentucky interest was all along. So it sounds like it's going to be Missouri. But again, with a recruitment that feels financially driven, or maybe, we don't know what his true motivations are, would you be all that surprised if there was like some final hour twist here and he doesn't go to Missouri? Card, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like, not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Card?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp On Demand. No, I would not be surprised. And honestly, I feel like it'd be Texas or something that gets in here out of nowhere, and he just ends up there, something like that. But yeah, I also like just to add to your point as well, just a little bit here. I do think that also like in the recruitment of these other guards, I feel like Mark Pope is also rightly identifying that like you don't want to ruin your shot at a Jordan Smith or a Caleb Holt or a Brandon McCoy or a Christian Collins because of Jason Crowe. Like, and that's look, Crowe. I feel like I come across way too negative on Jason. He's a bucket. Like, don't get me wrong. He's a bucket. I think he will be a bucket in college. I have questions about like what that bucketism actually leads to. Is it
Yeah.
just buckets or is it like something more than that?
Yeah, and my only question is when you of all people are saying that, it scares me because I feel like normally you like guys of this mold. That
Hmm.
like I'll be the one that comes on like, Carl, I don't think they do much winning stuff. And you're like, yeah, but 30.
Yeah, but
So I'm a little, I don't know what it means. Like in my head, it keeps sticking like, damn, Cart should love this guy and he doesn't. That might mean something here long term. But yeah, the only other like if you are looking for something that makes this messy or complicated, there is a little bit of speculation that Missouri might be hiring a Jason Crowe family member. Now, I don't think Missouri's going to steal Jason Hart. I don't think that's what's being speculated here, but I think there's even a possibility where they were saying they might hire his dad. Maybe I have that info wrong. I don't know, but just internet speculation. That would track though, right? If this player does one of those weird recruitments where like you got to hire this person for me to come to your school, you know?
yeah, it would. It'd be the most. It wouldn't surprise me in the least bit.
Yeah. And then did you see I guess there was some weird like Jason Jason Hart Instagram post. Did you hear
No,
about this?
I didn't see that. No, what was it?
So I guess Jason Hart, the day that the rumors broke publicly that Jason Crowe is going to go to Missouri and that
Yeah,
Kentucky's not in this, Jason Hart posted an Instagram story that was like one of those posts like our wives do of like a Pinterest quote. And
Uh,
it said, quote, sometimes your humbleness makes people think they can play with you.
he said that?
Jason Hart posted, sometimes your humbleness makes people think they can play with you. The same day, like an hour after the Jason Crowe Jr. stuff went public. So, like, I don't know if this was Love Island and not Sleepers Media, I think producers would be in our ear being like, Jason Crowe did him dirty, talk about it, confrontation. But I don't know. Do you think anything happened here?
Look, I think that there's definitely a real world where like Jason Crowe had an idea in his mind, and Jason Hart probably had an idea in his mind as well. And then Mark Pope was just kind of like, well, no. And like I'm the head coach too, so like no.
Yeah, yeah.
Or are you thinking this is more like just Jason Crowe himself just being like going rogue?
I think I have a different question. Because my first interpretation of the Jason Hart post was like, damn, he feels like Jason Crowe led him on, took advantage of him. But that would
Mm.
be weird for like an uncle to publicly call out the quote unquote nephew, right?
Not necessarily. That coming from my position, I'm big on calling out family members.
You are, this is true.
Yeah.
But okay, are we sure this isn't it though? Are we sure that Jason Hart's not subtweeting Kentucky?
If he if he is, I'm gonna go ahead and go one of these to the door.
Right.
Best of luck in your next stop.
But like it could be a situation where Jason Hart is like maybe Mark Pope's not doing what Jason Hart wanted here. Maybe Jason Hart thought he was on staff partially to get Jason Crowe. Maybe Mark Pope is like, no, we want Caleb Holt and all these other better guards. And Jason Hart is like, well, damn, my humbleness has been taken advantage of. You're going to lose both me and Jason Crowe Jr.
Hit the door. Like, all right, see you.
All right, bye. You're not that important to the assignment.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. This hopefully this is the last video we do on Jason Crowe until he commits. Where's he gonna go?
USC.
One more twist.
Yeah, there's no way this is the only twist. If you're gonna throw a Missouri twist in this point, then there's way more to play. Especially if it's hire a family member. You think Muss ain't hiring a family member to get a player, get a guard like Jason Crowe? Crazy.
And where's Jason Hart next year?
I don't probably like a director of player personnel for like the Capital City Go-Go or something.
All
Um,
right. I'll say Jason Crowe is at Missouri and Jason Hart is at Kentucky next year. And then I think both of them are at new places a year after that.
hmm.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's it's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.